My name is Adam Winrich, 34-time Guinness World Record holder for whip cracking, and this video is about cracking a 10-foot bullwhip. Spring has sprung. Maybe you decided to take up a new hobby, or you got your tax refund early and you went out and bought yourself a bullwhip, a 10-footer, because you did zero research on what whip to buy that's useful for a beginner. And here we are. So I'm going to try to help you get the most out of your 10-foot bullwhip. I'm going to cover 3 basic ways to crack it. They are the overhead crack, where you swing the whip overhead and bring it back. We'll talk about the cattleman's crack, where you swing the whip up, let it get behind you, and bring it down. And we're going to talk about the flick, kind of like throwing a ball. Now about the overhead crack, I like to say that good whip cracking comes from good whip swinging. Good whip cracking comes from good whip swinging. So you have to be able to swing the whip confidently to be able to crack it. So the overhead crack, you're going to start swinging the whip overhead. If you are right-handed, this is going to be counterclockwise if you look overhead. And you just want to get comfortable rolling your wrist, having the whip all the way extended in the air. Fun fact about whip cracking, all the energy you need to get the whip to crack is just the same amount of energy it takes to get the whip all the way extended in the air. You actually don't need any more than that. And you're also going to want to practice swinging it the opposite way, get your muscles used to that. And once you're comfortable swinging the whip, to do the overhead crack, swing it around, let it get straight behind you, and then reverse the swing. So swing it around, let it get behind you, and bring your arm back. Behind you, bring it back. Behind you, and bring it back. And here's a couple other pointers with the overhead crack that people can fall into. Now, you're going to lose the line of sight with the whip somewhere over here. So it's easy to think that the whip's behind you when it's actually over here. And if you change the direction of the swing when it's over there, you're actually going to pull the whip into the side of your head, which is not fun. And you're going to want to make sure it's behind you. If you have trouble seeing that, it helps if you get your phone out or a camera, videotape yourself, and see what you're actually doing. And another thing that can happen with the overhead crack is people will swing it around, and then they just jerk their hand a little bit and keep swinging it the other way. But with this crack and with the cattleman's crack, what gets the whip to pop is the reverse of the swing, the change in the direction of the swing of the whip. You swing it around, let it get behind you, bring your arm back. That was the overhead crack. Now we'll look at the cattleman's crack. Swing the whip up, bring it down. So the cattleman's crack, you're going to want to make sure that when you swing it up, whether you start behind you or in front of you, that when you swing it up, it's got to get all the way extended up in the air. It's got to get all the way behind you, and then you bring it down. So all the way up, all the way back, and just bring it down. What a lot of people want to do is swing the whip up, and then again, you're going to lose the line of sight with the whip right about here, and you might assume that it's all the way back here. So you swing it up, let it get above you, and then slam it down really hard, and then the whip's going to crack somewhere here or back here, and that's how people cut themselves in the ear or in the back. So you're going to want to make sure you swing it all the way up, all the way back, bring it down. You're going to feel the handle actually rock back in your hand as the center of mass shifts behind you. So you can use that as an indicator of when to change the direction. So swing it all the way up, feel it rock, bring it down nice and easy. Notice I do not have to bring it down with a lot of force to get it to crack. So that's the cattleman's crack. And finally the flick, which is the most difficult of these 3 cracks to learn. We're going to have a little aid right here. I'm going to use this Pepsi cup. They only serve Pepsi products here at the Arizona Renaissance Festival, mainly because this Renaissance Festival is built upon an ancient combination KFC Taco Bell. And on a cold, dark night, you can still hear the diarrhea. There's my one joke for the video. So this is an aid to help you learn the flick. I've been to Australia a few times, and a friend of mine told me the most common crack that they use is the overhand flick to move cattle, because that gets the whip to crack the furthest away from you, and the furthest away from you, furthest away from your horse, closest to the cows. So all you're going to do is put something on the ground And first, just practice swinging the whip in a circle overhand and laying it down on the cup or the bottle that you put down on the ground. And this is also a good way to get a feel for the distance of your whip. You're going to want to practice getting just the tip of the whip to land on your target. And now when we want to go for the crack, you're going to swing it and then accelerate through the top and squeeze at the end of your range of motion towards your target. So accelerate and squeeze when you're pointing at the cup. So swing, accelerate, and squeeze. Accelerate and squeeze. That one will take a while to learn, but I will say the flick usually is easier with a longer whip. And you can do the sidearm flick by practicing swinging the whip overhead, pause slightly behind you, and then again accelerate and squeeze. Accelerate, squeeze, accelerate, and squeeze. And if you want to get really fancy, now that you've learned those three cracks, you can combine them together. Do a cattleman's crack, do a sidearm flick, and then an overhead. My name is Adam Winrich. Thanks for watching. And in case you were curious, the whip I was using for this video is a 16-strand kangaroo bullwhip by Joe Strain of Idaho. Joe is arguably one of the best whip makers in the world, and this certainly is a functional piece of art right here. And if you want to know where to get a good bullwhip, you can just write down there in the comments, ask me where to get one. And I'll show you another combo with this whip on our way out. Again, my name is Adam Winrich. Thanks for watching.